And we're back here once again with another episode of the Cloud9 podcast, season 13, episode 17. So if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this episode of the Cloud9 podcast if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in this episode of the Cloud9 podcast, we are going to be talking about the 2024 League of Legends offseason, which is pretty much underway. The 2024 LEC offseason is pretty much over. All that we're waiting on is to see if Rogue is going to end up staying in the LEC and to see what roster they're going to end up building. All we know about Rogue is that they just have Larson on their team. So obviously not a good start because Larson has not looked good in quite some time, actually, since Rogue was coy for 2023. And then in 2024, he looked pretty bad with the team around him. And we've gotten a little bit of, off-season team rumors for the LTA, right? Because we have the LTA, which is the LCS rebranded, which the name is just whatever, man. It's just so stupid. So we know the teams that are going to be participating between the North and South Conference, and then that's pretty much it. And then, as you guys know, we kind of just play episodes by ear toward the end of the year, actually, because there's just no games. So pretty much on I think the next episode, we're going to actually talk about why certain teams failed, along with more offseason news, actually. So on the next episode of the Cloud9 podcast, we are actually going to be doing a why Fnatic failed in 2024 video, like you guys saw us do for Cloud9. And that Cloud9 video, I will be editing that and clipping. I have to basically put it in my editor, clip it out, and then upload it for you guys as a regular video, actually. Also, we are actually an episode ahead in the Cloud9 podcast. Yesterday, when I was basically working on uploading the rest of season 11 and season 12 to the podcast platforms, actually, because you can listen to the show on Spotify or whatever podcasting platform of your choice. I actually noticed that I double typed an episode in season 12, so we're actually an episode ahead, honestly. So that's good. So we're about what? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So about I don't know, 8 episodes away from, season 14. But season 14 won't officially start probably until around 2025 because there's just not enough that'll happen between this season coming to a close and season 14 starting. So probably start season 14 probably week 2 or 3 when the season starts back up again. But joining me here in this episode of the Cloud9 podcast to talk about all of the rumors for the LCK and the LPL for the 2024 League of Legends offseason is Mr. Blanks. What's up, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I had to practice that Pokemon a little bit. Life is good. Life is good.
Yeah, this man was getting sucked off by women, and he was like, "You suck," and I was like, "Damn, I just don't have women like that anymore. I'm out of the game. I retired, actually."
Look, how you gonna retire when you never logged in?
What do you mean? I logged in, I got a triple kill, and then I left.
No, you didn't. You went triple plastic. You got no hits.
What are you talking about? I literally peaked at rank 1 challenger NA. What are you talking about?
06 drop. Your motherfucking TSM 2020.
Oh my god. You know what's crazy? Remember one of the episodes we did? It was in season 12, episode 7, because I was uploading it to the podcast platforms and Rumble. Doublelift just literally let his girl walk outside looking like a whore bag.
Yeah,
oh my god.
Because he got no say in that relationship.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest with her. She's the boss. She can literally have any guy she really wants. He knows he has to kind of play ball. He's not the man in his relationship. I'm just saying that right now. There's no way he is. He's not been relevant in a while. Ever since that. Remember that Team Liquid drama he had? He was like, "Oh, Steve, Dodo blocked me from joining, and I would have joined Team Liquid." This is the same guy that was like, "I'm gonna retire after 100 Thieves." Even after he lost in 100 Thieves, in that last because he was in the lower bracket. Remember, he was like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna retire. I didn't come back just to retire again. What happened a month later? I'm retiring officially, guys. I'm working on the family, and I'll shut up. I know this man ain't having no kids. That guy's dick is probably like 3 inches, man. Holy shit. So lots of stuff has been happening, guys. You know what's crazy? We should start off like this, you know? Let's start off with some good news. Oh my god. You guys want to know what's happening with Loud? So Sakin is actually in talks with Loud. Who in the world is thinking about picking up this guy? This guy is terrible. No, I'm not shitting you. That really famous like CB LOL team, Loud, who's been to Worlds multiple times, has like a huge fan base in the CB LOL. Yeah, your next mid laner literally could be Sakin, the awful, shitty ERL mid laner who basically would like stomp ERLs, come to the LEC, get booted back down. Happened with Vitality. Carmine Corp gave him a life raft. He came back and stunk. I've never seen this happen before. He played 18 games in this year, and I don't think he had a game where he looked good at all. Not one. Why in the world are they in talks with this guy? This guy is trash. What do you think, man?
They got to talk to everybody. That's the thing. They're talking to as many people as possible. They're seeing who's the best fit, who's left. Because they got to talk to the old mid laner. They got to talk to him, Perks, anybody that's a mid laner that's available.
Like, do you think it's viable to go to the CB LOL now and have a career? Doesn't look like that's going to happen in NA at this moment.
It's technically not considered CB LOL anymore.
Oh, yeah, it's just LTA South, yeah. League of the Americas.
Yeah, and guess what? That looks more appealing because it's no longer seen as this is the LTA is a downgrade for the LCS and an upgrade for the CB LOL. Even though CB LOL people like, oh, but I lost my region. But your region technically got an upgrade because now you got players coming from other countries who actually want to play there.
Yeah. Like the thing with CB LOL that made it look unattractive is that the level of play was just absolutely trash. Like, what's the point of going over there, winning in a minor region, knowing you're already like in a bad spot heading into an international event? You're automatically always in the play-ins. So that and remember how we had play-in years where they put like LCK and LPL 4th seeds in it, so you were already pretty much not getting out just based off Riot's bad system anyway. Remember?
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean, them becoming the LTA South was going to happen inevitably because basically they want, like, it doesn't really make sense that they would slash and cut up the CB LOL to save NA, but that's what Riot's going to do because they don't want the LCS to, collapse. But it did essentially. Them rebranding and changing it all up essentially means it's a failed product, does it not? This is an entirely new product, actually.
I wouldn't say it's a failed product because it was able to succeed in a sense. I think the bigger issue is why now? Why rebrand now?
Amid uncertainty with Tinones, Loud is in talks with the French player for a possible spot in the mid lane. Sheep Esports has reported that Sakin, one of the icons.
People gotta stop using certain words, man. Icon. What do you mean by icon?
Oh shit! His famous thing is that he was eating gum in a voice comm, and then I Will Dominate said I was gonna kill myself. Might have been the straight up unintentional funniest thing he ever did. Holy shit!
Yeah, because.
Oh my goodness! What game did this guy have in the 18 games that he played in the LEC where he actually looked good? I can't remember a single one. This guy played the game and looked good. Like, he actually legitimately looked like he was a carry. Like, he was a carry threat. I don't remember any of them. Because, wait, Carmine Corp finished last in winter, last in spring. What was the record? Like, it was 4-9. No, it was 3.
Yeah.
It was like one of them.
They were 2-7.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think they were 2-7 both times.
is in discussions with the organization. He is currently without a team. No shit. No one. There's a reason why only a Brazilian team would grab this guy. There's a reason for that. As he will not be continuing with the French team next year. In this scenario, Loud would choose a Brazilian jungler with Karaoke and Scary. Who are these people? Oh my god. Names are too hard for me. Even with the potential arrival of Sakin, Loud's priority is to retain Tinones on the roster. Oh, so they want Tinones. They're like, Sakin's basically just like, hey,
Before they got rid of Sakin, they were 14-4. And then they got that many, and then they got 4 wins in summer alone. They doubled their wins in one split. Rogue went 2-7, 3-6, 2-7. Rogue was the one that just bottomed out. And they beat Current, because I think Current Corp's 2 wins were against
and the winner, they got 2 wins against SK, and I remember they beat like
Rogue, I think.
Yeah, they beat Rogue. Yeah, good lord, such trash. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Tinones, Loud's priority is to retain Tinones on the roster. If he renews, the 4-time CBLOL champions would opt for a South Korean jungler, specifically Wiz. They're gonna get a jungler named Wiz.
Yeah, Wiz. Wizzing on my pants.
It's crazy. People like just shitted on North America for importing players. Guys, the minor regions did that too. Who do you think was on R7 at Worlds in their top lane? Like the minor regions imported players too. They just imported.
Oh, not even that.
Yeah.
They also imported a Korean. They had another Korean.
Yeah, wasn't Loud had 2 Koreans.
Yeah.
I don't know if Payne did. Did Payne have 2 Koreans?
No. Payne had all Spanish. Loud had 2 Koreans.
Yeah.
R7 had Summer and another Korean, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they basically grabbed the Korean players that the LCK academy teams or even the main teams don't want. They're basically getting like tier 3 players. Yep. Talks with the French player are happening amid uncertainty over Tinone's contract renewal as he recently requested to explore market options. He should, because there's no feature in Loud except winning whatever the fuck this is. And have they announced that they're going to do an English stream for LTA South? Because I want to watch it, but goddamn, I'm not watching it with those ladies. I'm doing it.
I believe they're going to do English and Spanish for all of them.
Okay, that's good. All right, so here's the big one. Support Keira has re-signed with T1 on a multi-year deal as announced by the organization. Yeah, winning back-to-back world championships would do that for someone. And I even said their biggest priority beside Faker, because he was going to stay no matter what, the biggest priority player to make sure that's on their roster is Keira. This guy, when he is on, is one of the best players in the world. Not just a support player, just one of the best players in general. So I think the next player they should focus on retaining is Gumayusi. And then after that, if you maybe want to switch up the top side, maybe do that. But the bot lane is the main priority, Dude, so what do you think about this? Was it surprising? I don't think so.
No, right? Not surprising. This was definitely going to happen. I think it was surprising, like when he showed up and he had the hat, it was real low. You're like, did he shave his head?
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. 4 more resets. Why do people post this every single time? Oh, yeah. All right. So that's the big news right there.
And don't forget, he's re-signed through 2026.
Damn. So,
yeah.
Wait, so this is the shorter contract and they have a 4, I think.
2020. Right? No, this.
Sorry. He's the end of 2026. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's a full 2 years. Okay.
Yeah.
What else is there? Let's see. Overactive Media. That's Mad's partnership group. Overactive Media has secured a long-term partnership with Riot, solidifying its spot in the LEC. The deal eliminates $2 million in franchise payables, strengthens their market position, and unlocks new revenue streams through sponsorship, media rights, and merchandise. Oh, okay. Good for them. All right. And Winsome is going to end up getting a team after basically just getting the shaft from FlyQuest back in 2023. Support Winsome has reached a verbal agreement with Loud in the LTA South. So that's good. But his potential mid laner might be Sakin. Imagine if it went from, I got a team finally. Your mid laner Sakin. Ah, shit. Just, man can't catch a break. Oh, God. But no, I'm glad he got a team. This guy definitely deserves it. He was really popping off in the academy. Definitely a guy that I think should have been in the LCS, honestly. But at least he's going to be competitively playing. That's good enough for me, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. Now, we're going to go over some of these juicy LCK and LPL roster changes. I was initially gonna just pull up the tweets, but I couldn't find them. And when I try to find them, some of these accounts that he's looking at are fan accounts in the way I have not seen people be fan accounts. This guy is the biggest owner account fan I've ever seen. He has, but that account literally sucks off owner to death. Anything owner does, the person clips out and posts it on a tweet.
Oh, yeah. Okay. This is the same thing I thought earlier. There's a rumor. One of GenG's players is going either to DK or KT. And I think it's DK Lehens. Lehens is more likely going back to DK.
So here's, before he goes, because we'll just EFAP the whole thing anyway. Here's what at Luke Qualia posted.
Qualia, yeah.
So Nongshim coaches left. No one cares. He could have just not put that there. No one would care. If you didn't put that there, we wouldn't give a flying fuck.
Coaches left. All right, cool.
Cool.
Can the whole team just leave? They're garbage. The fuck? This relegate that team and possibly bro or
yeah. Remember last night that we went over that IGN article while J.K. Rowling had anti-trans tweets? It's like because IGN was like she put out anti-transgender rhetoric. All right, who cares? Like what the fuck?
I mean, wait a second. He's anti-trans because he's pro-woman. That's how that works now. I was like, okay. I saw that shit. I was like, you know what? Time for me to go to sleep. I saw that shit.
They literally basically had an article. I was gonna need your help with it. I was gonna do a video on it, like one of those news videos.
Yeah.
I was trying to think to myself. They were posting that she had anti-transgender rhetoric, and that the creator of the property is going to be involved with the new TV show with her name on it. How is that news? What are you telling me? The owner of the product wants to be involved?
Yeah, like when you said last night that Harry Potter is going to have black people. Like, Harry Potter had black people in it before it gets more main characters. It was like, I was like, it's like, someone said, one of the characters needs to be gay. I was like,
wasn't Dumbledore gay at some point?
The
Allegedly.
issue is most of the stories was about kids. And none of these, the only people that really had sex were the Weasleys. Mm-hmm. Harry was whatever girl he was with, and Hermione was everybody but Ron.
He was giving girls Hogwarts.
He was giving Harry was giving them his Potter. His Harry Potter.
Focus erecticitis. That's the best spell.
You get it? Harry Potter.
I hate you. Harry Potter was always for nerds. Straight up losers, man.
Hey, man. I grew up on it because I was part of our book club. Book.
Man, those movies were huge. These movies always had lines out there. People were camping out to watch these.
Oh, movies. Yeah, dude. I remember going Friday night. I went Friday night. The first night it came out, 7 p.m. I remember me and my mom. We took the 6:30 bus down. Me and her went to go watch it. We went to the 7 o'clock movie. It started around 7:15. It got out a little bit before 10. Me and her went to McDonald's, got like the double cheeseburger meal, fries, got on the 10 o'clock bus home, and I was telling her how much I loved the movie. I remember the day I was, or where I was when I went to see the first Harry Potter movie. Like, I've only dressed up for the first two, because that's when I was in elementary school for the first one. I was in middle school because the first one happened right after 9/11, and that was one of those few movies that kind of was like, oh, okay, it's safe to go to the movie theaters because, So, and Harry Potter was shit.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, hey, I'll get into it eventually. I said I'm not trying to.
I saw that shit. I was like, oh, fuck. Okay.
Every post, dude. Discussing film. The people that put up the quick news, they'll if it's J.K. Rowling related, they'll lock down the replies and then say transgender hater J.K. Rowling is involved with Harry Potter TV series. Like, why are you locking down replies, you pussy? Doesn't matter. Nong Shim leaving. It's like, why even put that? Who cares? No one gives a fuck. I know I will dominate in this video that Rare Adam might leave. It's like, who cares? No one cares about Rare Adam.
Honestly, if Rare Adam leaves, that's one less team in the LPL. They got 17 fucking teams.
And we talked about this last week or the week before that. You could ask like 5 of these teams and no one would care.
I'm not gonna lie. They could go from 17 to 10. Like 5 of these teams
go back to 10.
Yeah. 5 of these teams are not relevant. Like I'm telling you, they're not relevant.
And or if they want to do 12 and max it out, sure, but you don't need 17 teams. That's way too many games to watch.
You don't need 17 when only 6 of them are. There's 6 actual competitive teams that can get to World, and there's 6 teams that could compete if they have the right play, and then there's 5 that's just there for target practice. Like literally, they're just there for everybody else to just fuck them. It's like bringing an ugly girl, but she might give it a head, but she's not competition to anybody.
Yeah, that's the thing is when I was watching some of these LPL teams, I was trying to go like, wait a minute, like, why am I watching Rare Adam games? They literally, even if a format change, they do nothing. Yeah. Same with Ultra Prime. Like literally, if these orgs were gone, people and we were talking about like LoL esports history. We have like more seasons down the road, right? We wouldn't give up.
Yeah.
We wouldn't put those orgs as like, man, they were really like an underrated LPL org that we all just missed. Like no one would miss them if they're gone. They provide nothing to the league at all, except this L's. So KT is either super broke or super rich. No, so KT, depending on how much money they make every year, they either choose to go all in on League or they choose not to. So they either choose to be revenue. It's not like they're profitable, but they choose to be revenue neutral, or they choose to basically just throw a kitchen sink, essentially.
No, exactly.
That's the thing. I don't know. KT's always had that. They'll have years where they have super shitty teams that are super teams and fail. KT's just Vitality except cursed. Vitality and KT are cursed. KT could build a super team and fail. KT could have dog shit players and fail. KT could have the team they had this year and fail. Or they have the team in 2023 and fail. Why is KT's name synonymous with failure? They don't even challenge T1 anymore. Back in the day, I don't know what happens with this org anymore. Back then, they used to be able to challenge T1 consistently. But now they don't do that.
KT this year was just a series of fortunate events. KT last year, it was taking T1's injured leader for weakness, and it was like, oh, we can take them out now. Let's take them out now. And it was like
their egos got so big getting first place in the summer split.
That's what happened when the Cowboys saw. Oh,
that's such a KT thing, right? Getting first place and then automatically not even winning the split. They crashed out of the 3rd place match.
That's like the Cowboys when the Cowboys got the Packers last year. It's like, oh, this is an easy game, and then the Packers put 48 on them. T1 just there coming to beat you. They beat the brakes off.
That was the same thing with their roster this year. Like, who was going to be their firepower on the roster? Deft, who has been playing good in like 2 years straight. KT were like, you know what? Let's bring Def back again. Did you see that guy on DK? It's Def, though. Oh, yeah. Okay. Barrel, like, why are you bringing that fat fuck back? BDD's been there. He's been like a good mid laner for what it is, I guess. Who's the jungler?
Exactly.
PO shit. So, obviously, he really was shit. Yeah. And they had perfect because they couldn't afford a good top laner, so they got their academy one, and he was anything but perfect. Let's just say that. DK rumor is now unlikely after DK Lehen's rumors. Okay, so Hachani, oh fuck, good lord, thank God that guy was a shitty player. He was at some point decent. Who else was on KT? At one point, KT had Hachani way back in the day. So DK announced their coaching staff, and DK Lehen's. So he'd be paired with Aiming? That might be a decent pairing. I think that might be a better pairing than Mohab. They got rid of Mohab. It's crazy. Dude, they kept Kellen for 2 years straight running it down. And after basically, keeping Kellen, it was like, okay, now we're just going to basically get rid of Mohab as quickly as possible. Yeah. Where's Chaz? Oh, Chaz will be back in just a moment. So I'll just start the video. It's okay. I mean, KT Kanavi, rumor existing. Would that be an upgrade over PO shit? I don't really know. Interesting free agents. Kanavi, Ghost, Smash, Peter, Bang. No, Bang's not playing. Berserker, I don't know where he would go, honestly. Oh, you're back?
I don't know where he will go. I think Lehez would be good with on DK. I think he'd be better back on DK, or not back on DK. I feel like, because you got to think about it like this. Okay. Aiming Lehez, I think, works. Lucid King, I don't know.
Flaccid.
Yeah, I don't know if you keep King.
They're not going to keep King in, are they?
They probably will.
If they keep King in, just stop. Just legit stop. Why? If they keep King in, oh, hell nah. Okay, so we have some of these are rumored rosters, obviously. So the one that really sticks out is the DRX one. They potentially might have King in, PO6, King in and PO6 going. What is with these play? Oh my PO6 King in, UCal, who was in the LPL for a while. He's gonna come back. He was originally in the LCK on KT, but he went to the LPL after he failed on KT in 2018, and now he had Barrel.
Yep.
This looks like an awful team.
DRX is going to be one of those teams that's going to fight and then lose at the very end.
Okay, so T1, it looks like it's
T1 is going to run it back.
Run it black.
Yeah, that too.
GenG, apparently Keen's contract is so much, they just going to have to get rid of. Doran coming back is such a downgrade, though. That's the thing.
It's either doo-doo or Doran.
Can I have neither? Can I take an academy player? Can we just get someone completely random?
I would.
I'm just saying, if you're going to bring back Doran, you might as well just take a chance on an academy player like KT did at that point. Because you already know Doran's ceiling. Doran is good domestically. Somewhat. He is somewhat okay, good, consistently in, the LCK. It just, he has really hard trouble showing up internationally. Like, really hard. So that is going to be a problem for them because at GenG, they've already won 4 back-to-back splits. They won MSI. I mean, do you think you can win MSI? Oh, sorry, not MSI. It'd be the new tournament. What's it called? First Strike?
Yeah, First Strike.
It's terrible. Oh, my God. Fuck. So if GenG win the LCK Cup, because remember, guys, you can only win a cup. You can only win 2 titles still in the LCK, but you can't win nothing in spring. You can only win in winter. You can only win in summer. So if GenG want to win the LCK Cup and then get a 5th trophy, it's like, okay, can we go to the First Strike tournament and win that too with Doran? I don't think so. I don't think so, honestly. We'll see how that goes. All right, start the video.
So LCK roster summary. I'm not sure what all the different colors mean. Oh, okay, right here at the top. Okay, boom. Okay, so LCK roster summary. Dark green is signed until 26. Green equals signed. Orange equals negotiating extension, but likely free agent. Light orange going free agent, but likely re-signing. Red equals most likely leaving. Light red are rumors. Yellow is a very promising rumor. Wow. DRX is going to be playing with UCal? UCal going back to DRX, bro. UCal is like, he's hype. He's a fun player. He's good to watch. But like, if you put him on a team with Teddy, Beryl, Pioshik, Kingin, if you put this DRX team together, don't you just have 0 firepower? Don't you literally just have 0?
I guess UCal's your firepower. UCal's just your carry because we've seen Kingin these last couple of years. It's rough for that guy. That guy was easily one of the worst top laners at Worlds this year. Like straight up running it down every game. James was like, breathe is worse. I'm like, nothing was worse than King in top lane. He was actually just terrible.
0 firepower with this team. Who's gonna carry this team, bro? Who's gonna?
And like, why are DRX going? You know what? We could potentially buy a good player. Let's just reinvest in the Pioshik. Okay.
To step up and like carry this team. It's like you literally committed the Heretics, Old Immortals, Dignitas Sin of like 5 role players. It's actually just 5 role players. Teddy Barrel sounds fun. Honestly, I respect Teddy, and I know how good he was before, and I know that a lot of times he looks like he's the only one doing anything, but I actually don't believe in Teddy to be like elite. I don't think that given this team, he'll suddenly be elite. I think that he's somebody who could fit into like a role player world, and he's a role player role, but I don't think that he's the type of guy that will actually like carry on a decent team. He can look good on like a bad team, but I don't think that like on a decent team, he's going to be the difference maker.
Also over here on Fear X, Berserker as a question mark.
Yeah.
Berserker on Fear X, I think that's just a waste of a signing, honestly. I don't know why any LEC team didn't grab him. I don't know why he did. I mean, I can understand why he'd go back to the LCK, but unless he's going to be on a top team, I don't think it's worth it to go back, honestly. I mean, did GenG not want to have Berserker? I would have took that gamble with Berserker on GenG. That would have been actually pretty spicy. If you're not going to get Lehens, because Berserker already hated when Vulcan ran it down, so Lehens doing it would probably break him.
Oh, the best player of the 2020s will carry? Yeah, maybe. Bro, I think they need a fucking different mid laner with this. Okay. So yellow is very, very promising rumor. Red is most likely leaving. The Doodoo, Bulldog, Leaper, Sylvie all leaving. Well, where is Bulldog going to play? Is Bulldog going to go to LPL?
Dom, no one cares about Nongshim. They could have no players and no one would give a fuck.
Or something, because I think Bulldog actually has some potential. Out of like all the young mid laners, I think that he was the one that I saw the most potential in. Fisher is staying on GenG. Okay, he's signed till 2026. Nice. He'll just int them for 2 more years. Perfect. Love it. EDG Bulldog. Wait, where's the EDG Bulldog rumor? I haven't heard this one. Somebody have a link.
No team is taking a chance on Bulldog. He was the ADC for Kwangdong Freaks, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. They were playing that. Oh my god, whoever the fuck that other guy before him was terrible. They put in Bulldog. They started looking a little bit better. I don't think that was because of Bulldog. Pillar Factory. The only reason why they were relevant was because they had Cuz. Cuz is not staying on their roster this year. He's like, I'm done on that shit.
Link. So Sylvie's a decent player. I think he's not bad. KT, I guess we'll see with KT. I assume, Perfect is probably just going to be staying.
Perfect, Cuz, BDD, Pays, Ruler. Their options are Ruler or Pays. Who was ADC before? Oh, it's Deft. Pace would be pretty. I mean, either of them will be pretty good for them. We heard they're going to get an academy support anyway, so it's fine.
Wait, who is Siwoo? I have no idea who that is. Wait, I kind of have heard that name though. I don't really know who that is. Aiming Moham is off D+ now, so this is updated. Let's keep on looking. What else do we have? I mean, T1 is probably going to stay the same. I think it's good. If I were to guess, I would think that T1 would they're kind of probably following the same trajectory where they're not really winning LCK, but they're always in the mix. They're always like a scary team. I feel like in LCK,
there's a good chance for them to actually win this split, honestly, and break their curse of not winning for a while in LCK.
Yeah.
Look at all these. I mean, if GenG doesn't have Chovy, I mean, GenG we're actually their biggest competition, so that's already out. I don't think GenG can win consistently in the LCK without him, because they only started winning when they got Chovy, for being honest here. And when they had Peanut and Ruler and Lehens and Doran. Then their only competition would technically be Homolife. Because if Homolife have Keen, Peanut, Zeka, Viper, Delight, I guess your only challenge is Homolife. And Homolife are coming in as the reigning domestic champions, I guess, they've probably won a title ever in their org's history. So I think if GenG doesn't have good players this split this year coming up, I don't think they'll be in the conversation as like a top 2. I think potentially your top 2 is going to be Homolife and T1 as your teams, honestly. I just, I think they'll be like maybe 3rd or 4th, but it just depends on what roster they're going to have. KT, let's be honest, KT is probably always going to be 4th if we're being honest here. I mean, who knows? Maybe KT are type of GenG now with their roster moves.
CK, I mean, we'll have to see with the new format how it works. But it seems like there will be that still like mega grind to the top spots. So I would assume that's still gonna favor like GenG and HLE. I don't know, man. So I heard Ruler.
It would be funny if T1 came back, won their first trophy since like 2022 domestically, and then win another international event. If he wins First Strike, I'm gonna throw us. Why does he win everything?
Faker's gonna have a first strike trophy, a World Cup trophy.
Why can't he leave some trophies for the rest of us?
Think about Faker got MVP at World Cup and Worlds. Yeah. But then again, T1 might not.
There's a chance the finals just might be T1 and Homolife if GenG's roster doesn't look good. I mean, unless KT's a dark horse, but I don't trust KT as far as I can throw the motherfuckers. I don't trust KT like I don't trust Team Vitality. But obviously there's rumored rosters. But Homolife have money and they want to spend it on Keen. Keen will be a pretty big, decent upgrade over Doran, if we're being honest here. So really just depends on, can Zeka keep up that form that he had in summer of 2022? If he can keep up that form, he can definitely challenge Faker. But do you see him keeping up this form? I don't know. He's such a random, streaky player, you know?
Because I'm looking at it, and my main question is this. Okay. If you're KT, do you hope GenG keeps pace that you get Ruler, or do you hope they get Ruler that you get pace?
I think they want Ruler more.
KT? Okay.
Yeah. Because if GenG is keeping pace, I don't think that's that bad, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Or they have Hype. Who's this guy? Hype? Oh, it's an Academy ADC too. It's a rumor they want to promote their Academy ADC too.
More likely to KT, but the original rumor was that he was joining GenG. But the thing is, it should be very hard for GenG to get Ruler, Chovy, and Canyon. I heard that it was very hard because of the money situation.
Yeah. You guys know the GenG CEO, Arnold. He's been very open that, despite leading the LCK in sponsorship, GenG is not profitable. So they at worst probably just break even every year. So that means they make no money or they don't gain any money. And since running a League of Legends team is very expensive, it's highly probable they're actually losing more money than actually just flat out just breaking even.
Situation. And then Keen is almost completely out. He's almost guaranteed out because his contract is too big. HLE roster? That's a fucking roster right there, bro. That's a fucking roster right there. I like that. Keen, Peanut, Zika, Viper, Delight. It's like, this is a perfect roster for Peanut, man. Is this not the roster where Peanut can actually, win an international?
Well, he did back in 2017. He hasn't won an international since then. It's literally been 7 years. Holy. It's crazy. His only international event came from Faker. My boy. He's losing it.
Rumor is Zika, JJ, Bulldog, Leave, and Hong. I've heard that the rumor is that JJ is going to IG. That IG roster is going to be Rookie plus JJ plus the Shy.
So as you guys know, JJ was EDG's longtime jungler. He was just basically in contract jail forever because some of these LPL and LCK teams, they'll sign players to 3-4 year contracts to maximize the amount of money they potentially can give them because of potentially, money issues as far as hey, I can pay this player super cheap, get him for a couple of years. But when you do that as a player, you sign with an org like EDG, you get all these random shit rosters for 4 years. It's pretty much just hell at that point, Every year you want to play, but you're going to have a bad team. And that IG roster, it's rumors they want to actually bring the band back together. The Shy, who took a break all of 2024, and Rookie, who's been basically I don't know how he gets these bad teams constantly. Maybe he just goes to these bad teams to just get paid, honestly. So, what do you think, man? IG bringing back Rookie and the Shy. Worth it? Not worth it?
They're going to try to bring the band back. We got to win Worlds. Faker they got back-to-back championships.
Oh, God. Rookie and the Shy. What's crazy? The last year they were together, they didn't even go to Worlds. They were at Worlds in 2018, MSI. They got to Worlds in 2019, and they didn't even go to Worlds in their final year together. That's the reason why they ended up breaking up. But they were going to break up anyway because they were already having multiple other roster moves, and that happened too. JJ will be the consistent factor of their team. I think getting him as a jungler would pair up nicely with both of them. Really just depends on their bot lane. They're not going to bring back Baolan, right? Because Baolan was only good with Jackie Love, and as you guys can see, Jackie Love is still playing, and Baolan. Well, you guys can probably infer what I mean by that.
That's what I heard. The final nut, bro.
That's what happened. That's what I had in Lennon last night.
You do good.
Yeah,
He's like okay, I would say. He's rumored for like 3 different teams right now. He's okay, I would say. Nothing special. There was a little bit where I felt like he was going to be special, but I don't feel like that anymore. Joey's not winning Worlds this year with Dora. I mean, we'll see if he's even on this team, right? Because the orange means that they are most likely going to be a free agent. And I saw somewhere else. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it in my own community. Hold on. I'm logged in here, right? Let's see. There was the manifesting IG rumors to only be partially true with Rookie not being on the team. I'd hate to watch every single game of the Shy getting ran down by Vampire. I'd hate.
You know what's funny? The rumored supported Vampire, he was terrible. The only time I watched him, he was on EG. He was easily one of the worst supports in the LPL I've ever seen. But if people think he's going to be the only one running it down on IG, no, the Shy definitely is going to be running it down. I swear, people just don't watch games. They're just like hearing narratives. Were we not watching the Shy in 2023? He literally was running it every game, every series, until like Worlds when he was actually somewhat kind of trying.
Watch. Oh, I'd hate watch.
Oh, oh my God. If the Shy comes back, Keijo's going to get on his knees and lick under his nuts.
Oh yeah. He got kicked out. He was given T1's access to be in the thing. And then, hey, guys, I love T1, but I got to root for the Shy. Biggest L. You get kicked the fuck out of the studio, homeless, and then your team gets 3-0'd.
Yeah. He tried to go and co-stream the finals from Weibo's office wearing a T1 jersey saying he wants the Shy to win. Yeah, that's just like, brother, that's just not going to happen. What is wrong with you? Holy shit.
And then
every single game of the Shy getting ran down by Vampire. Okay. Levi retiring. Where is it? Okay. LCK.
Levi's not even retiring. I don't know why he even put that out there. Levi just put out that he's going to be re-signing with GAM. I don't know why he said he was going to retire. I guess.
Okay, roster rumors. So here's...
Maybe he thought his org wasn't going to get into the new PCS system, maybe.
What people are saying, the negotiations between GenG and Ruler are nearing completion. Many teams want Ruler, but Ruler is most interested in GenG.
That's probably because GenG have told him that they are going to potentially retain Chovy, because I don't think he rejoins GenG without Chovy there. I'm being honest here.
Sense. Chovy is very popular in the transfer market. There is even an LPL club suspected to be Weibo. Now I heard that they're actually...
Weibo's got a lot of money. It's crazy. They use all that money and got a Hey, to be fair, they got a finals and they got a semifinals. They've been to they've been in some finals, you know, but they haven't won jack shit. It's crazy. They were in World Finals, World Semis this year, and they got their first LPL finals in summer. And they had a pseudo super team, you know, of players that have like decent success. But if they get this roster together, I don't think this roster would work out. That's like one of those like super teams that are just cursed because this can't work. If they had a super team, no way.
Offering twice the salary. It's like offering a salary half as high as GenG. I think this is actually incorrect. What I've heard is that he's getting offered twice the salary that GenG can offer for Weibo. So, I mean, we'll have to see what this actually is. The influence.
But it just depends. Does Chovy choose more money or potentially winning in the LCK and having a decent shot at winning the split and going to the new international tournament? And keep in mind, the new international tournament, guys, is like the old MSI. It's just one team goes and it's the group system and it's just the best of fives, single elim, and then finals and it's over.
Of with the influx.
That's what I heard.
Influx of Weibo's huge funds, they're determined to get Chovy. Yeah, okay. Keen is very popular in the...
Keep in mind, LPL has always tried to get Faker for many years. I think... Oh, dude, did you hear that recent thing? FlyQuest offered Faker $3 million to come over. They think Faker needs $3 million. Faker makes $6 million on T1 in Korean currency. So that's $4 million potentially USD. That's just not enough. Like this thing, Faker's already a millionaire. Offering him that amount of money just means nothing. Honestly, he literally, the amount of money doesn't change for him anymore. He doesn't care.
LCK transfer market. If T1 does not let Zeus enter the free agent market, Keen will be HLE's first target for signings. GenG can't keep Keen because the salary of Canyon, Chovy, Ruler.
Keen on T1? Oh, what do you think about that?
I can see it, but I don't want it to happen.
I don't think his play style works with that team, honestly. I think it's better if he just goes to Hanwha Life, honestly.
Yep.
The probability of Barrow returning to DRX is close to 90%.
I don't give two shits. Barrel, the 3-time World Championship finalist support. It's not as. Why is that not a sexy
back years? Think about it. Back-to-back years of two different teams.
Yeah.
DK 2020 and 2021. DRX 2022.
He's a 3-time LCK champion. He won 3 splits, and he was 1 game away from winning MSI. He's 4 international finals he was in. 4. Good Lord. His shot calling must have been great because his laning was terrible.
All right. KT will build a lineup around BDD and Cuz as their core next year in addition to contacting.
Yeah, thank God, because BDD and PO6 that was such a bad mid jungle. That was just turbo running down.
Pays. They are preparing to use their challenger support way. Perfect will stay in the team. The possibility of continuing to sign top laners is not ruled out. That's what we got. All right, here we go. Here are more rumors. So according to the leakers, Knight has renewed his contract with BLG. That would be sick because, like, if
that'd be good. And where's Knight gonna go though? Like, he was already on JDG, and he left JDG for more money on BLG. He got a really good roster on BLG. So the only other orgs he could join that would offer him the money that he wants is either EDG. Who else? Weibo and Top Esports. Wait, he was already on Top Esports. He was on Top Esports for a long time ago. Yeah. So I mean, unless he wants to go back to an org he was already on, I'll just sign with BLG. Plus, if BLG keeps the roster that they have right now, I'd keep it. Honestly, unless you just want to not keep on. If they keep 4 out of those players, if they keep Ben, Elk, and Jun, I'd stay. Because, like, even if you get a new support, you're getting, like, some of the best players in the LPL already.
They can keep Knight, Bin, Way, Elk on together, bro. I feel like that's a squad. Like, this, obviously, On has been kind of like, he's kind of been a little bit of a choker at big moments. Like, when you look at him internationally, he's had
a little bit. He was literally feeding the game. That's not little bit. Holy shit.
Some bad performances in big moments, but I feel like he is talent, bro. I feel like BLG is definitely. I mean, if they stay together and T1 stays together, it's like those are what you're gonna have the Hanwha Life team that looks really good. Whatever team Chovy's on is gonna be in the fucking mix, and then you're gonna have the BLG and T1 teams being like the front runners for next year. I want to see BLG run it back, bro. I really want to see BLG run it back. So there's a rumor that Cream will stay on Top Esports with, I don't know who that is, Jiaki, Niket, who's kind of good, Xiao Hao, and ZDZ. This is a rumor. Now I think the rumors have been updated. Let me see. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Okay, so these are some updated rumors. So here. Weibo is going after Knight and Chovy. They'll drop Crisp to pursue Mako. The AD carry will be Light or Gala. Top will be Breathe or 369. Seems like a team, bro. If they end up with Breathe.
What do you think? Weibo could have. They want to trade Gala for Light. That's the idea. And then their top laner will be Breathe or 369. I think if you trade out Breathe for 369, you get a better top laner. I think Light is fine. I don't know why they would want to get rid of him. I mean, unless they're thinking like, oh, we already had this guy for 2 years. We've seen this guy's ceiling. We want to just try someone else out. That also depends on because I heard a rumor that Scout and Gala want to play together. Oh, guys, JDG terminated Yigao's contract. That surprising anybody?
Are you surprised by that?
No. What happened to that man? He was so good in 2023. He just sprinted that shit. What happened to that man?
He had a team that was able to hide his mistakes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's
on BLG.
Breathe Tarzan. Chovy or Knight. If they can get Chovy on that team, Breathe, Tarzan, Chovy, Light plus Mako, that's a fucking squad, by the way. That is like insta top 2 LPL. Insta top 2 LPL, probably top 4, top 5 in the world insta. That would be a fucking sick team. So we'll see if that could ever happen. In the same rumor by Hanyi, BLG has basically no problem with contract extension, so BLG's hopefully going to continue with all their contracts. Hope so. Jackie Love, I'm either playing at TS or not playing. I'm still contracted. So the idea would be that Jackie Love is playing with Cream. So what I heard was it was going to be Jackie Love, Cream, and then if 369 goes to Weibo, then it would be Breathe to Top Esports, and then they would play with it was TN plus X. I forget what the support was that was rumored.
Okay, so Top Esports would definitely look a little bit weaker than they did this year.
We'd have to see. Also, RA is rumored to be leaving the LPL, so
good. Get the fuck out. What do? What does Rare Atom do? They were at one point called Vici Gaming, and no one cared about them then. No one cares about them now. They're called Rare Ass. Get the fuck out the league. Burn it all.
So LPL is shrinking in team numbers. Obviously, if you're looking at what's happening globally, it's not looking good for LOL Esports right now when it comes to the team side of things. It feels like the dream of LOL Esports becoming like American football or, you know, the NBA or one of these really big leagues is kind of dead in most people's mind, which is what people were investing.
Yeah, I knew the writing was on the wall basically when the Overwatch League collapsed. Once the Overwatch League collapsed, you knew this wasn't going to happen. Basically, what Riot needs to do is figure out what is a consistent viewership for all the leagues, consolidate them like they have been, which is somewhat good, but it only has because it's failed with their franchise system. And League is just going to have a consistent line of people that watch, but it's not going to grow past where it's at now. League is kind of at its peak at this moment, you know? It's either not going to basically gain any new fans, but it's not going to lose the ones that are already like diehard fans right now, if that makes sense, right? So, I mean, they have Valorant. I mean, that's been popping off for them. What else do they have? Shit. They have Teamfight Tactics, I guess. They did just drop Arcane Season 2, but that's the last season on that. What about that? They have the fighting game coming out next year, but who knows if that's going to be successful for them at all. And they have the trading card game Legends of Runeterra. Well, that didn't really do anything for them either because we read an article from them earlier this year. Remember on the show? Yeah, that's not. How long is that going to be alive? You know,
investing in before they were hoping that esports was just going to keep on getting bigger and bigger and like transcend gaming and become a mainstream like phenomenon. That's kind of dead in most people's minds. So now they're trying to make esports a sustainable business, which makes
they should have always did that though. They thought it was just going to grow infinitely, but you should always try to have a sustainable business along the way. It just shows how stupid Riot is actually.
Makes sense, bro. Like it should be a sustainable business. But for a while, people were over-investing with the hopes of something greater happening. And because of that, you're seeing salary caps come in. Almost no team is profitable at all. I saw Sheep Esports report that like T1 was profitable, but then there was like a counter report that said that T1 is actually not profitable. Like they're profitable in certain divisions, but overall they are losing money because their roster is the most expensive roster, right? Like T1 has the most expensive roster globally this year. I think it was like $16 million roster was the rumor. So it's very hard that when
there's no way that T1 has a $16 million roster. That's the same thing like the JDG squad back in 2023. Because how much money are they paying Faker? Isn't he making like $6 million, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
When you have that much of just costs, and then you have the infrastructure and everything, and you're running academy team at a loss, all this type of stuff, it's very hard that it's hard for your organization to make money in the short term. Ale, the decrease of player salary this year is a large amount. So that's something that we already knew. Elk wanted the whole team to stay. He wants a higher salary. Knight can still trigger the +1 if his request is satisfied. Jonathan,
I'm pretty sure Elk will get that higher salary. There's no reason why he shouldn't.
Intended to stay, bro. I really want to see the boys come back and win it. So we have this, which is that DK have signed Bengi, Hachani, and Pumandu. Number one, bro. Why would you ever sign Hachani? Hachani might be the worst player to ever be imported. I refuse to believe that this guy can coach. I refuse to believe that a player that has like that little game understanding when he's playing is actually going to be a good coach. But Hachani, Bengi, and Pumandu. So Piglet's
Bengi, that 3-time world champion. Bengi, the guy that T1 hired last year and then bailed on them right when Faker had his wrist injury and they were losing a bunch of games and he was like, I can't take it anymore, guys. I gotta just leave. I'm done. The pressure's too much on me. And then T1 ended up winning Worlds.
That's how it be sometimes.
That guy has. I don't understand how much faith that guy had in T1. Things got bad just because Faker had his wrist injury, and he just lost all faith and went, I'm done, guys. God, fuck that guy, man. Oh my god.
Sold support, Pooh Mandu, who Piglet was not a fan of, and Bengi, who is, probably the second best jungler in the history of T1. Best would definitely be owner, in my opinion. So the support for the team, we have this right here. The support for the team is supposed to be Lehens. This is H Dragon, who's like a leaker. He says the contract is close to being finalized. It should be Damwon Lehens.
This was going to happen after his world semi-performance against T1. I mean, man was just straight up actively feeding the game. Like, basically just running it down. Trying to get his dick sucked by some fucking homeless ladyboy in the fucking streets.
Which would be pretty interesting because the original rumor was that GenG was going to sign Ruler, so Ruler would join back with Lehens. Now, there's a lot of stuff that is going on right now in terms of like the trade market. So originally, GenG was trying to like sign a roster of Canyon, Chovy, Ruler, Lehens, and then top lane was rumored to be Doran. This is what people thought the roster was going to be because Keen is extremely expensive, so they didn't have the money to sign Keen as well as keep Canyon, Chovy, and get Ruler, who's going to be on a big contract, and Lehens on the team. Now we're hearing multiple different disagreements. So essentially, there's like a bunch of dominoes that are about to fall. Now the first one is that Chovy has this is a rumor from Kenju, who is a former coach of RNG, or I think he's a current coach of RNG, but he was a former coach of RNG and EDG when they won MSI and World. So he actually had the Grand Slam where teams that he coached won every single tournament for a year straight. It was like an unofficial Grand Slam as a coach, which was pretty sick.
One of them was the internet from China, MSI, just pointing it out there.
This was in 2021.
Wasn't it?
To 2022. He's somebody who's generally trusted within the scene. So this is all from Kenju, apparently. So what he's saying is that Chovy is only willing to re-sign to GenG if Keen re-signs. So you have like Chovy only willing to re-sign if Keen re-signs. But then also it's supposed to be rumored that Canyon is only going to re-sign if Chovy re-signs. So if Keen
leaves, then Chovy's not going to stay. So who does Chovy get though? No, it's not Chovy. Oh my god, who would GenG get though for the mid lane? Because all the big players are taken up. And if he wants to leave without Keen, they're gonna have to just take the risk on a new person. That's it. Man, they're gonna be that mid lane position is gonna be lacking some power coming up.
Which doesn't seem likely. It's supposed to be that Keen is going to HLE. If Keen goes to HLE, that means Chovy's not going to want to be on GenG. HLE already had Zika. They're probably keeping the same roster. For the most part, they're keeping the same roster, I believe, with adding Keen to the team. So Honda Life is looking like it's going to be a really strong team. And now there's apparently a decent chance that Chovy would be imported, which seems weird to me. Like, I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like Chovy should just be
Chovy on Weibo. How do you feel about that if that were to happen?
I can see it happening. I don't want it to happen, but I can see it.
Do you see it working out?
Nah.
Chovy on Weibo? No way, man. Like, I think he'll play well, but the way that he would have to, like, get accustomed and acclimated to the LPL, oh my god. That just looks so up in the air. That could easily just crash and burn as the year goes on.
Be an LCK forever. He just seems like he's that LCK player. It's just weird for him, or it's weird for me to see Chovy in another region. But apparently there is a chance that with this huge budget that Weibo has, that they sign Chovy. Now, I don't know about Bin because it was supposed to be Breathe, was supposed to be the top laner of this team before. But apparently they have a huge budget. They might sign Bin, Tarzan, Chovy, Gala, Elk, and Mako. I'm not...
Okay, so they're not getting Elk if he gets the contract extension from BLG. Mako could be because he failed on Top Esports this year after leaving EDG. If Gala wants to still play with Scout, then no. So they should just keep light. So if you'd have... I don't think they're getting Bin, though. There's no way. Unless BLG just gets their whole team back. They're not getting Bin. But having Tarzan and Chovy reunite on Weibo, oh my god, the team will just be called the Chokening. Oh my god. Jeez. Fucking hell.
not sure if this team would work. To be honest, this looks like one of those super teams that's just destined to fail spectacularly. Yep. Even though there's a lot of good players on the team, it just feels like this is like too many pieces pulling in multiple different directions. Like you have a lot of people that want to play the game a certain way. Tarzan's always been a leader based on like how he plays the game. Mako is somebody who does the same exact thing. Will he be able to synergize with what Tarzan wants to do? Then you have Bin, who wants to play the game in a specific way. Chovy, who wants to play a specific way. I feel like all these guys need...
Yeah, like on paper it sounds great, but that roster can't work long term. No way.
Their own teams. Like, there should be like a Bin team, a Tarzan team, a Mako team, and a Chovy team. But if Chovy ends up going to LPL, that would be crazy. Chovy and Knight, who throughout the calendar year are essentially just the two best mid laners. Like for years now, they've just been... If you look at the last like 4 years of play, both of these mid laners have been the best mid laners on like a day in, day out basis. Yes, Faker shows up at World.
I would say Showmaker had it over Chovy for a little bit there too. I know people don't talk about that. Showmaker was definitely outperforming Chovy a lot, but in the recent years, he's not been doing that.
Faker's been good at clutch moments, but throughout the calendar year, like when you're in week 3, LCK, LPL, Chovy and Knight are the best two mid laners in the world, essentially. If they're both in the same region, that would be insane, bro. That would be insane. Also, we have to like try to figure out what would happen with language barrier. Obviously, Tarzan speaks.
It must be. Yeah, that's the thing too. Them having Koreans mixed with Chinese players. No, God. No way, Bo. Don't build that team. No, it's just too much.
Both Chinese and Korean fluently. So he should be able to help Chovy in some way, but we've seen this before with like when Ruler joined JDG originally. There was issues with him being able to communicate with the rest of the team. Like they were having to translate in game. Kanavi was having to translate in game. It was very clear that Ruler didn't understand some of the calls. So like, I don't know if that.
Also, you can't win on JDG because Yagao was throwing his brain in a literal trash. Nothing that guy did mattered. Imagine that. Your mid laner literally just took his brain like Squidward did in SpongeBob and threw that shit in the trash and then just ran it. Nothing that guy, God, JDG went like, we signed Yagao for 2 years. Yeah, we're not doing that. We'll pay you to get the fuck out. Just don't be on our org anymore. Even though it's crazy, he's been on JDG for a long time, on and off. There was a year they signed this player called Shie, who was pretty good at a single point, and then Shie played for like a week. He didn't do well, and then they re-signed Yagao in week 2. Oh, just this Yagao JDG, really, it's over. Please let it be over. I don't want to see it anymore. Holy crap. They said anyone's legend is willing to invest a lot this year. Top laner is likely 369. They also contracted Xiaohu. Do you think anyone's legend is going to compete this year?
Okay. All right. You're funny.
Oh, shit. What else is here? Any other rumors going on right now? That's a lot. Holy shit. Any other Reddit posts that I sent you actually?
Not that. Let me say. We go back and look. Not that I see that because we discussed all of them.
Yeah,
we discussed a good chunk of them.
Let's see. Hence to DK would fix macro and shot calling. Yeah, kind of, maybe. Yeah. I think shot calling he would kind of fix, but macro wise, no. I mean, he is not a terrible player, but he definitely has flaws there, as people can see. Let's see. JDG linked to Scout and Gala. If they get them, I really hope they can bring back Kanavi. JDG should stop re-signing that guy. Kanavi is one of the most overrated junglers ever. Like, I would hope they just don't re-sign that guy, actually. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for a lot of the current LCK and LPL roster moves. Our next episode, we will be going over some of the teams that Chaz wanted to talk about for failing in 2024. Which ones did you want to go over? So that way I could put it in a title if you don't have any rumors to talk about.
Okay. I wanted to break down the biggest failure of the 4 major regions.
Fnatic, we're doing first. I know we're doing that.
Fnatic is definitely LEC.
Yeah.
I think LCS has to be Cloud9, sadly.
Well, we did Cloud9, remember? We already did that.
Oh, yeah, we did. All right.
I had to cut that out, yeah. We can say Team Liquid.
NRG. No, NRG.
Okay.
NRG, because think about it, they went from being in top 8 to being completely out of the league within a year.
Holy shit. Man, I hate the league system. Jeez.
And then lastly, it's got to be LPL has to be JDG.
Mm-hmm.
In LCK, originally I was thinking GenG.
I was going to pick GenG too, honestly. I was going to do a whole video breaking down their international failures.
Okay. I was between them and Danwon, but I was like, Danwon didn't have much expectations to start off with. But we could do a video of why has Danwon have failed to get out of the Swiss stage.
Would you say G2 failed?
Yeah, G2 is another one.
Yeah, so after Fnatic, we could probably do G2.
Oh, okay. No, the G2 one is why the LEC has failed G2.
Yeah.
That was my main one because my honest opinion, the LEC has failed G2 more than G2 has
failed the LEC.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like they still performed great at certain moments. Like the biggest one is the top esports 3-0. They almost beat T1 in that upper bracket match earlier this year. But it felt like after MSI, it was just because remember they even came back to the summer split not looking that good, even though they won.
Yeah.
Like that summer split finals doesn't even count almost. Like I know they've won the last 5 titles in a row. Sorry, 5 out of the last 6 titles, but goddamn, did Fnatic just turbo grief that shit to make sure they got that trophy. G2 were literally handing them a trophy, and they're like, I don't want it. Fuck out of here. I hate Fnatic. Oh my god, Fnatic. Good god, you just suck ass. How did they do that? I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. How did they throw 3 games in a row with an 8K gold lead? How? How is that possible?
I'm just trying to find out how Fnatic threw 2 series back to back. How is it that G2, when they get to the finals, they don't get to game 5? Is this motherfucking Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls? Like, there's just no game 7, no game. Like,
because that's the thing in the LEC that was different with the LCS. The reason why I think FlyClose was able to progressively get better over the year, even without Jensen being there, they had Team Liquid consistently challenging them. And keep in mind, guys, Team Liquid only really lost to them at the end of the year. They did lose them in the spring upper bracket match, and they have lost to them, but at least Team Liquid was challenging FlyQuest, and then Cloud9 was, I don't know what they were doing this year. They were not anything. So G2 didn't have that. Like Fnatic were just content with just being like, oh, we're better than like some of these other teams, but I don't know, challenge is just G2. Like, no, like there was no one to challenge G2. There wasn't. Like Mad Lions kind of was able to sort of do it at the end of the year, kind of maybe, and they did actually get a series. They ended up winning over them.
I mean, Fnatic did too.
You're right. No one 2 teams to do it. So you're like that Mad Lions team.
But it didn't even matter because when G2 saw him again, Mike Tyson uppercut him.
Yeah, because like the thing is, if G2 gets in form and they play that early game style that they did play, you knew every team was cooked.
Yeah,
because they were doing this weird play style where they were just letting the teams just int and fail into you rather than just actually just straight up winning the game, which is so awkward, which is so weird. Like they have to essentially handicap themselves to help out the LEC. That's so sad.
And they might still be the best team next year.
Like the only problem they had in 2023 was translating their scrims to having their stage performance. Then they kind of sort of did that in 2024. So they essentially fixed everything. Coaching staff, they had pretty much the best players in every single position.
The issue is in 2023, they play the same way they play the scrims. That's why Energy was able to beat them.
Yeah.
Power Fox was able to just, they're playing the same way. It's like whatever Caps told them in that speech, Power Fox wrote it down, took it to heart, studied it, like on some Eminem 8 Mile shit, brought it back to his team, broke it down, him and Contracts was able to execute, and they caught G2 slipping. And
Team Liquid crushed Fnatic 1-5. 1-5. Fnatic just absolutely giga running it.
That was more of them saying that Noah was the best player on Fnatic in the scrims, but then it didn't matter because the minute he fell behind, he lost confidence. I'm like, fuck. And I kept telling you, I mostly told James, his confidence is absolute dog shit. He doesn't have faith that he's able to carry it by himself. And then you get Jun, and then Jun just what's the word? Not acknowledge. What's the word where you just agree with everything?
Yeah, fucking hell. He was just going along with what the team wanted without like putting his foot down.
Noah's like, oh, let me go for the jungle. Jun, oh, let me follow with you. Then you get caught out in the jungle. Why the fuck are you in the jungle? Why are you going through the...
Why did they just recall they won the team fight? What are they doing?
And then now you just give it over 2 free kills and 500 gold to the ADC. Okay, all right, cool. All right, that's what we're doing. Okay.
Maybe being on Giant X when there's basically no pressure on him to perform, him and Jun, maybe they can do a bit better. I know people said Jun didn't look that bad. I didn't see anything out of him that was like super impressive though. If I'm being honest, he didn't look that good, honestly. Like Fnatic would basically, we're gonna get rid of Trimby for this LCK challenger support with better mechanics, but there's no upside to him because he's not the player that shot calls. He's not the player that dictates the pace of the game. He's more
pretty
of a passenger than anything.
Pretty much he can speak the same language as the ADC and make him feel comfortable. That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what it was. And then, but the part that people keep forgetting about, it didn't help that the middle laner was just straight into team fights, and now you got Noah's out. Oh, let me help my middle laner. It's the whole no man left behind, but this motherfucker wants to be left behind. It's like the guy who wants to die in the war, but then you end up falling into the fight. You get killed as well. That's what humanoid. I was like, God damn it.
That's why it's the problem that for Fnatic to keep that trio going into 2025. Like they overpaid for humanoid when he popped off in 2021. They thought they got the gold mine on him. Nope. Razork, he can definitely be one of the best junglers in the league. But the problem with Razork is that he eventually gives up on his team when he feels like there's no way to really win. Yeah. He did it in season finals. Oscar Renan doesn't even count. I don't even know why he's still there. They could literally just clump up on another random rookie and they probably still look the same, honestly. Why is he there? Man can't even play Renekton properly. Holy shit. So, yes, guys, in the next episode of the Cloud9 podcast, we're going to be talking about why Fnatic failed in 2024, as well as going over any other rumors that, we can potentially go over when the time comes, if they do surface. So, let's see. This week, I don't know if we're doing another episode this Sunday. I know I have Savage Dad's show on Sunday. I don't think I have a one-on-one, so maybe we just do the next episode on the next Thursday.
Yeah, next Thursday. I was gonna say because I gotta work early. I gotta work early again all week this week coming up.
Gamer Chick is Sunday at 6. And if not, we'll just do it on Monday or Thursday.
No, it'll probably have to be Thursday because I'm gonna be.
Let's just do it Thursday.
I got double all Monday for Thursday.
Okay. Shit, so the next episode of the Cloud9 podcast, guys, will be next Thursday. So no episode Sunday. And keep in mind, guys, like I mentioned before, we have to kind of play the episodes by ear with, no games. Actually, it's just how it happens. But yeah, man, anything you want to let people know before we head out?
I should have a video coming up Sunday, hopefully. I'm finally not exhausted.
God.
I had one coming out this morning and I heard the audio. I was like, oh, hell no. I gotta trash this shit. This shit was. I was like, fuck. It sounded good when I played it, and then I was like, okay, let me actually go to sleep and wake up in the morning and hear it. And I'm like, oh no, this is bad. Yeah, don't do a video like when you're like 50% tired. Your body, yeah.
So, oh god, just straight running it. Holy shit.
No, I forgot to fully plug in the headphones. That's why it was echoing so bad. I was like, oh fuck. And I can hear, and due to the headphone weren't fully plugged in, my voice was echoing off the mic. And
Okay.
you can hear my. I was like, oh no, this is. I'm deleting this shit. I was like, yeah, fuck.
All right. So just want to let you guys know a few things before we head out. I know I've been behind on uploading newest episodes of this show and the rest of the Iron Man podcast episodes to the podcast platforms. I have been currently doing that. I finished uploading season 11 of the Cloud9 podcast, and I just fully put out season 12 of the Cloud9 podcast. So I'm going to work on uploading season 13 next and putting out all the episodes we have currently for this season. And then after that, I will work on uploading the rest of the Iron Man podcast episodes. And then after that, I will put out the episodes of the MSK show on the podcast platform. I renamed the name, so it's basically Master Swag King Cloud9 Podcast, which is our longest running podcast as far as like name-wise, but not episode-wise. And then I have the MSK show, which is going to be on, if all things play the way I think they are, will end up on 71 episodes by Sunday, which is actually very, very good. And on Rumble, I've been uploading more episodes of the Cloud9 podcast. I'm almost done with season 12, and then I'll basically just upload the current season right now, which is season 13, to Rumble and the podcast platforms. And I'm going to be working on getting out more consistent content in a shorter time frame, right when news drops, and you guys will see those videos come out 1 to 3 videos a day, potentially 2 videos a day. I am fully ready to start putting out more consistent content once again. And as you guys know, we're playing this show by ear, and we confirmed the next episode of the show will be on next Thursday coming up. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Cloud9 podcast. If you are a returning viewer or new viewer, then please consider subscribing to the channel. If you have not already, leave a like on this episode of the Cloud9 podcast if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King. We're going to